Hey guys, Chris here. Tonight I want to do a little bit of a review of a very prevalent vendor in the wet shaving community. This vendor usually comes up when you talk to someone who is new to wet shaving and looking at buying their first kit. And of course I'm talking about Art of Shaving. This place can be found locally in your higher end shopping malls. And typically you will have a friend who will say, I wanted to stop by there and see about getting a couple items, because it has the advantage of you can pick it up, you can hold it, you can feel it, and you can walk away with it. But there are a lot of hidden pitfalls of Art of Shaving. The one thing that's good about Art of Shaving is they expose people to a brand new way of doing things, an older way that they're not used to. But the advantages and the pros pretty much end there. And I kind of want to discuss why the Art of Shaving is not necessarily a good place for a beginner. While they raise awareness, they really limit the accessibility of the new wet shaver when it comes to purchasing products. And a lot of that is due to their massive and very liberal markup that they put on rebranded items. I need to be clear about this. That is what most of them are. Your straight razors that say Art of Shaving on them, most of them are made by Dovo, and they usually have another name, and if you were to look them up online, you will find razors that look eerily similar to the ones at Art of Shaving. That's because they're the same razor. They just have a different name attached to it, and now all of a sudden that razor is $70 to $100 more. Okay, so that also goes for shaving brushes. Your shaving brushes are mostly made by Mula, and you will see a $250 silver tip shaving brush that looks eerily similar to a $150 one that you can find on any online vendor. That's because they're the same. So for that reason, I do have a massive problem with Art of Shaving, because while they attract people to the hobby, they do not give them the bang for their buck to get a complete kit. They really gouge them on hundreds of dollars worth of stuff that they don't necessarily need, things that could be spent on other things. And their salespeople are commissioned. They're looking at selling you that $250 brush because they're going to tell you that you need to have this silver tip. This silver tip will change your life. It won't change your life. A Best Badger brush from any online vendor will do you just fine and give you years of faithful service. So in that regard, it does limit the bang for your buck, and you could be getting a whole lot more kit for a whole lot less money by not shopping at the Art of Shaving. Their only products of origin at the Art of Shaving are going to be their actual skincare products. So that's going to be your pre-shave oils, your balms, and your shaving creams. Your pre-shave oils, which Art of Shaving is most famous for, or they say is their headline product, is something that you could very simply make for yourself at home and save the $25 on a bottle of what is essentially castor oil and some essential oils. You really do not need to be spending that money on something like that when you could just make it at home yourself. The same thing goes with their shaving creams. While you might not be able to make your shaving creams at home, one thing I can assure you of is that a shaving cream tub that is $25 is at the same price point as some of the oldest and most revered barbershops in England, like True Fit and Hill, GOF Trumper, Taylor of Old Bond Street. These are companies that have been around for more than 100 years and have an amazing reputation, whereas Procter & Gamble or Art of Shaving does not have that credibility that you are looking for when you're going to purchase a nearly $30 product. The other thing I find is that they've kind of squandered opportunities to embrace the rest of the wet shaving community. They've shut out the other vendors that sell amazing products. They've also diverted away the talented barbers that would otherwise be at your neighborhood barbershop and have put them into a corporate machine. They've made them into corporate employees, and that is a massive problem. We need to have our local neighborhood barbers, who are getting old, to be replaced by the newer school, the guys that want to keep on that family and community tradition. And when they're taken up by Art of Shaving, I think that their talents are becoming wasted. By the same measure, guys like me who are very, very passionate about this hobby, or maybe someone like you, really can't work at Art of Shaving and share our passion with anybody. Why? Because you can only sell Art of Shaving products. When you know that someone would be really, really happy with something from Razor Rock, you wouldn't be able to sell that to them. You would have to sell them sandalwood shaving cream or whatever it is that is way overpriced and overhyped. So the people there that work there are not passionate about wet shaving. They are salespeople. They are corporate employees. And if you want to find the people that are truly passionate about it, I'm really going to suggest that you take the time to talk to some online vendors. Delve into the internet before you make these first purchases, and your money will go much, much further for you. Some vendors that I really like, first and foremost, my favorite vendor is, of course, Italian Barber. Now, Italian Barber is over in Canada. I'm not going to hold that against them, okay? They're not doing anything wrong. Joe just happens to keep us waiting for products for an inordinate period of time because apparently, and he told me this, he said that his latest shipment of products is still waiting to come over from Italy and there's a problem with the boat. And I didn't realize that Joe was essentially enlisting tall ships with sailors with scurvy to bring stuff over to the United States. And I didn't realize it would take months over the rough seas of the Atlantic to get them here, but nonetheless, hey, it keeps his bottom line down, and the savings are passed on to us. If only we could actually get the products. So yeah, Joe's got a lot of great stuff, all kidding aside. So there's that. There's also West Coast Shaving. They've got a huge selection. Now they're over in California. I'm here in Michigan. But it's kind of nice because they automatically give me 2-day shipping. So a lot of times I will get things quicker from West Coast Shaving than I will from somewhere very close to me. So there is that advantage there. Maggard Razors is also a great vendor here in Michigan, in Adrian, Michigan. And Cassie, I'm going to say Cassie because I know it'll make her angry. She works over at Maggard's with her husband, Brad. Brad is a whiz with straight razors, and they got a nice little shop out here. I haven't been there yet. I really need to get out there sometime soon. Maybe I'll videotape that visit there. But also when it comes to straight razors, you really would be doing yourself a disservice if you don't take a look over at Straight Razor Designs. Lynn Abrams is kind of the father of the resurgence of the straight razor here in the United States. And he's got a lot of stock and really, really great videos showing you how to use this old school equipment. But anyway, guys, what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some information down in the description where you can find these vendors and take a look at their wares. There is no perfect vendor. You're not going to find the one that has everything that it is that you like. Like I like to use Maggards all the time, but they don't have Oshkosh blades, so every once in a while I kind of got to cheat on them, right? So anyway, take a look at those guys, support your online people because these guys are very, very passionate about wet shaving, and they're very much so invested in your experience as a wet shaver, and they'll be there to support you in that. Art of Shaving, not necessarily invested in that for you. They're looking to make money, and you can't necessarily blame them, but you can stay away from them. Anyway, guys, if you have any questions or comments, let me know below. And until next time, have a great night.